Hello everybody and welcome to Betweenplays. Alright, so let's get a video going here on Edison Lithium. We're stoked about this company because of the people, the players involved, the things that I'm reading. I'm trying to read between the lines of certain things, so it's very cool. Yeah, so let's just get into this. Before we start, look, there's a Telegram community that we started. It's growing and it's actually it's a lot of fun. A lot of people there. The Zooms on Friday, a lot of fun as well. We have people we're talking, and it's just really relaxed. It's really easy going. So I would just suggest at least start by joining the Telegram group if you're not into doing the video conferencing type stuff. The Telegram group is amazing. So it's like WhatsApp, but no one sees your phone number and stuff like that, and you can make yourself a funny name and whatever. It doesn't really matter. So it's a lot of fun. So the Telegram group, we're always talking, and it hyped me to do this video on Edison because there's just so much more into it. Like, the market cap, like, for the company is so minimal. It's crazy. What an opportunity of being able to get into this company at this time. Also, hit the subscribe button. Look, right in the corner, you'll see an icon. That icon there, if you just touch it, click it, you'll see it. You can subscribe right there. Boom, boom, and you subscribe. Or if you're on a computer and stuff like that, you take your cursor and go over it, subscribe, scroll down, subscribe. The point is that little icon in the corner makes everything really easy. Let's get on to the video. Okay, Edison Lithium, super stoked. Roger Don is in here. If you don't know who Roger Don is, geologist, qualified in NI, National Instruments 43-101. Guy's super intelligent, been in this for over 40 years, exploration, the whole 9 yards, right? The guy knows what he's looking for. It's not just a regular Joe guy that's like, hey, I'm going to get into lithium tomorrow. We don't know who he is, what he's about, the whole 9 yards. No, we can actually follow this person's career, and you can see that this person is a person of interest in this area, all right, in this industry. Also, he's, chairman of the board, I believe so. Chairman of the board? Yes, chairman of the board in Manganese X Corp. Now, you got to understand something here. Why would he have gotten into there, And why not in cobalt or something like that back in the day? You have to put everything in perspective, right? So if you look at, all these one-pot processes and, cattle CATL getting rid of, like, cobalt, and we know what Panasonic or Tesla is like, no, we don't need that. So you can see that there's a shying away here, which is why Edison used to, be in cobalt a long time ago, because it was, the play. But you can see that they also gets Roger Don on there. They make the moves to be able to get themselves into the new area. So it suggests to me, great leadership, being able to move out. It's like I tell, usually state to people, like, don't fall in love with a stock. You shouldn't have emotion in here. Sometimes we do get emotional when, because we're thinking about our money, our investments. But we shouldn't fall in love with a company. We should always be able to sell and move on, right? Or minimize your losses to maximize your gains. Don't always hope. If you see something is going, or you really know that this company is doing this based on fundamentals, trajectory, industry, and all this kind of stuff for growth, then you should definitely be going there, correct? All right. So Roger Don, why did he get into manganese? Well, let's put it this way. One-pot processes, you're going to see a lot of elimination of cobalt. And you're going to see that by layering manganese and nickel in a certain way. So more nickel, more manganese, and then, you're going to have more durability, extended range, the whole 9 yards. And this is something that's very interesting because he got into manganese at a very, timing was amazing. Now, if you look at Tesla, his brother, Roger Don's brother, Dr. Jeffrey Don, has been known for Elon Musk's secret weapon. It's been, documented 2015-16 that, this is the secret weapon. He gets on board the whole 9 yards. Why? Because he's one of the pioneers of the lithium battery. He's been in it for 40 years. So when you think about that, you got to put things together. Look, this is just off of my own life experiences. Now, naturally, I'm not a financial analyst. We all know that. It's not financial advice. I created this channel, so we all know that. It's in the disclaimer and the whole 9 yards, so that one day my children can look at this and see the way I invest the whole 9 yards. So there's no pump and dumps here or anything. Every company I talk about, I truly believe in. and I speak about it so that way, this could be passed on, right? And that my kids go, oh, okay, I understand. So I don't fall in love with a stock. I minimize my losses to maximize my gains. So I get, if I have to, go somewhere, go here. Now, let's get back to the story here. So what ends up happening is that I truly believe, from life experience and stuff like that, nepotism runs high. I don't care what anybody on the planet says. It's not what you know, it's who you know. All right, you could not be good at stuff, and I've seen it. I've seen it. You could really not be good at stuff, but everybody will do everything so that, you're hired somewhere. So the thing is, and it's not just one industry, it's across the board that way. Now, naturally, in science and stuff like this and like that, and you really want to achieve, and you have to have leaders there, you can't really do that. But you still can get them in the company to do other things, correct? You just can't give them a certain role. But they're going to work, they're going to have a career, they're going to make a lot of money. All right? So before anybody else gets hired for that position. Now, that being said, when you look at this, you got Dr. Jeffrey Dunn, that's now a senior advisor for Tesla, okay, because his 5-year term for the position that he was in, he could have extended the whole 9 yards. But he went to Novonix, all right? And Novonix is a battery technology company that has a quality synthetic graphite, right? That auto manufacturers are looking for everywhere. Novonix, all right, who's a battery technology company, right? They're a mineral technology company, right? For batteries, lithium-ion batteries. Now, they have, secured an even more strategic, stronger relationship with Phillips 66. Phillips 66 in the oil industry is huge. They've been around forever. So when you look at Phillips 66 and you really do the research on Phillips 66, you're like, holy crap. And what they want to do at Novonix is to really refine, to bring the batteries into the next, era. Like they really want to get, the technology, let's refine the technology. Let's see how far we could take it, right? Well, that's huge because now you have Dr. Jeffrey Dunn, Tesla, Elon Musk's secret weapon in Novonix. And if you look at Novonix, you're going to see that there's an engineer in there, by the name of Don as well, right? I'm thinking very close-knit type family over here. Two brothers, 40 years in the lithium industry. Sure, one's a geologist, explorer, and NI 43-101 compliant. And then you have Dr. Jeffrey Dunn, and he's a pioneer in the lithium battery directly. You could see that these two brothers, one must have been following the other. So maybe the younger is following the older. Oh, they're playing, they're growing up as kids, they're doing the same things, they like the same stuff, they're watching Star Wars together or Star Trek, whatever. And then all of a sudden, one gets into education, starts, enjoying the lithium stuff, talking to the younger brother about it, the whole 9 yards. The younger brother follows in the footsteps. And then naturally they go on their own ways in the work environment, in the workspace, but both accomplished in lithium. Both accomplished in lithium, right? So I'm thinking very tight-knit, close family over here. Now, when you look at that, these two brothers of 40 years, they know their stuff, okay? Is Roger Don going to sit on a company that's just going to go and buy land anywhere? Let's just go buy some dirt. I don't think so. These two guys have put in hard work. They're doctors and, professors, and they've done the work. These are not people that just sit on their butts, on their laurels. They don't just sit there and go, oh, I want things to come to me. No. They go, they do the work. And they achieve. So that suggests to me, not only is the Antofalla Basin stated by Albemarle as being the third largest lithium brine on the planet, you have Edison Lithium that goes and purchases 107,000 hectares of land there, whereas over 15,000 of it was surveyed. TEM Geological surveyed by REVE, and prospective brine up to 500 meters. And that was the limit of the survey. So you got to think about that. That's pretty insane because you still have, 87,000 hectares still left to go and survey? And that there's also the Pipinaco, which is like 41,000 hectares as well, which they're stating to do an extraction of lithium there. The Pipinaco salar. And a processing plant. Think about it. They're thinking about a processing plant, which is about 50 kilometers away from Catamarca city. So close. Infrastructure, everything's there. This is like a no-brainer. So I decided, as in the Telegram group, we're talking and we're saying a whole bunch of stuff. People are freaking out. Oh my God, such a small market cap. Roger Don, Jeffrey Don connections. I'm not the only one saying it. There's articles that always put them together and stuff like that. And now, everybody's going, well, let's compare land sizes. So I decided let's go and do a little bit of that. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at all this stuff over here. Now we have Edison Lithium over here, which we know 107,000 hectares in Antofalla alone, which is crazy. We're also talking about, if they get rid of the cobalt over here, sell that off, that's extra cash that they'll be able to, get, positive for the balance sheet. And they'll be able to eliminate this because, CATL is not using cobalt anymore and stuff like that. So you can get rid of that and it'll just lighten the load, right? Now, Edison's key facts over here, lithium. We completed the acquisition of Resource Ventures SA. So they didn't just buy the land, okay? They didn't just buy the land. They actually bought the company, correct? And the company owns or controls the land. 148,000 hectares of it. Now, the company also has all the exploration tools in the whole 9 yards. You're not just buying the land, you're actually buying the company, which means you're buying the assets of the company. So that's a much bigger acquisition than just buying the land alone, because it gives them what they need, right? So it says here, we completed the acquisition of Resource Ventures. So they completed it. If you go to the other documents, they were stating that they had the interest of purchasing, right? But this is, we've completed the acquisition of Resource Ventures, an Argentina corporation that owns or controls the rights to over 148,000 hectares of prospective lithium brine claims in the province of Catamarca, Argentina. The claims are principally located in two geological basins, Antofalla and the Pipinaco, of America's famed lithium triangle. So they're both in the lithium triangle. The property host contained elevated, so look at this is important, elevated concentration of lithium, potassium, and boron. Hectares, 148,000 hectares of cobalt, which, we can get rid of that, right? Unless they know something they can do with it. Look, these guys know what they're doing. So, soaring demand, lithium supply demand outlook by 2030, growing demand. White gold under the highlands of the South America, the silence of the desert landscape is broken. Argentina agricultural powerhouse. So we know why lithium. Okay, first, very reactive, lightest metal, rechargeable because lithium ions and electrons migrate into negative electrodes very easily. We know all this stuff. We know that lithium is very important. Now let's go here for the properties. The Salar de Antofalla. Now, Salar of Antofalla, even according to Albemarle, is a very big thing. So if we go here, we can see here that Albemarle, who has acquired in, this is a 2016 in Antofalla, a leader in global specialty chemicals industry, announced today that it has entered into an agreement with Bolin Minera SA for the exclusive exploration acquisition rights to a lithium resource in Antofalla within the Catamarca province of Argentina. So it's the same place. Albemarle believes this lithium resource will be certified as the largest lithium resource in Argentina. You have Livent that's not too far away, correct? So for the past 80 years, we have developed proprietary lithium extraction know-how which will enable us to evaluate the lithium resource, right? You're looking at a very big thing. Albemarle is uniquely positioned to develop the Antofalla lithium resource, given its technical capabilities, operational experience in South America, and proven track record of establishing public-private partnerships and the community relations in the region. Now, we also know that Argentina is very friendly when it comes to giving like long-term tax breaks and the whole 9 yards. Now, when we look here, we can also see that there's properties Antofalla Project over here, 100% interest in approximately 9,000 hectares of mining claims, plus an additional 5,380 hectares under option in the north end of the salar of Antofalla. So we have lithium in Argentina, and then we have Salt Lake brines, tenth of the world. Argentina produces approximately 10th of the world's lithium because of the fact that you have Chile, which is the one that really, and then we have Antofalla, like, which is pretty much almost dead center in the lithium triangle, as you see over here. Now, Albemarle has their own stake over there. So what I want to do is, actually, let's just finish off with this over here. Let's go and read more of this over here. Now they've acquired so over here is we entered into a definitive purchase and sale agreement, but you can see that it was completed. That was the first thing we saw on the main page now. To acquire the resource venture, which has 148,000 prospective brine claims. The claims are principally located in two geologic basins, Antofalla and Pipanaco. Now in the Antofalla, 20 kilometers west of Livent's producing lithium operation, which Livent is the largest in Argentina. In North Catamarca, the Antofalla hosts one of the largest lithium bearing basins in the region. Over 130 kilometers long, varies between 5 to 20 kilometers across. Albemarle Corporation, the world's largest on September 2000 producer of lithium, announced it had acquired Bolin, which we had just read before. Exclusive operation acquisition right claim blocked in the center of Antofalla Salar. At that time, Albemarle publicly stated its belief that Antofalla has the third largest lithium brine reservoir in the world. Now, in 2016, where this is talking about that Bolin had drilled. So this is about Bolin and Albemarle. Now, in 2018, REVE, which is a company that Edison has secured. So in 2018, REVE secured TEM geophysical studies conducted by Quantec Geoscience Argentina SA, including 187 sounding points conducted across 36.4 kilometers of line scans, covering, now, remember what's covering here, 15,650 hectares of claims in the northern end of its claims in the Antofalla Salar. So of the 107,000 claims in the Antofalla Salar, 15,000, all of which indicated the presence of prospective brine down to a depth of 500 meters, which was the intended depth limit of the surveys. Brines in the basin could extend to even greater depths than the TEM scans revealed. That's huge. We're talking about only 15,655 hectares of 107,000 hectares. So the REV's assets in and around Antofalla are made up of approximately 107,000 hectares. Semi-contiguous claims in the northern and southern parts of the salar, offsetting either side of Albemarle's holdings in the center of this salar. The vast block of lithium claims created what management believes are going to be a very impressive entry point for Eddy as we enter the burgeoning lithium sector. This is by the CEO Nathan Rothstein of Edison. Large land holdings with viable brine represent extensive long-life resources which will be critical for both producers and buyers as quarter metal space continue to mature in the future to meet ever-increasing market demand for lithium. We can see here now the salar of, so this is the salar of Antofalla. We have over here, and we have here, this is the southern part of the claims, and then we have the northern part of the claims here. The northern Antofalla Salar, and we could see that there's they stated that there's prospective brine right over here. So the salar of the Pipanaco. Okay, let's head into this now. REV claims in the Pipanaco Salar consists of over 41,000 hectares of core areas in the salar, which is located approximately 50 kilometers due west of Catamarca, which is right over here. Here's the Pipanaco. These properties are in a very early stage of exploration with minimal surface sampling have been collected to date. The salaries are much lower than altitude. More than 10 years ago, Province Federal was looking for fresh water there. Based on the drilling reports, the company believes that these Pipanaco holdings are located at only 750 meters above sea level and could represent favorable site for a lithium extraction facility or potash mine, as well being a potential location to create regional lithium processing facility, which is located less than a 2-hour drive from Catamarca. Now think about that. Why would they state a lithium extraction facility? So they're also looking at Pipanaco. Maybe we're going to use a DLE technology over here. Why not? You'd be able to get a greater output, use less water, the whole 9 yards. This is perfect. And you're looking at processing. They're looking at a processing plant, right? So they're looking at everything to be able to bring this up to production. They're forward looking here. Nathan Rothstein comments, our initial emphasis will focus on developing the properties in Antofalla because already with the 15,000 hectares alone, prospective brine there, correct? That's what that says. That's what RUE claims off of their surveys, the geophysical surveys, and it goes up to 500 meters, and that was with the intended depth. They can go, the basin can go even deeper. So of course they're going to focus there. Why not focus on the 15,000 to begin with? As is globally renowned lithium basin. See, as it is a globally renowned lithium basin. Our claims in the Pipanaco, while only early stage exploration, may prove to be a strategic for potential regional lithium processing facility located less than 50 kilometers from Catamarca. We believe this strongly positions the company as a lithium player of South America's famed lithium triangle. During an energy metals commodities bull, our growth will be accelerated by lithium acquisition. So I found this was very important, so we definitely have to bring this up. Now, with everything that's been happening, you got, Edison Cobalt turns into Edison Metals because they know they have to move away from cobalt. Then they end up getting Roger Don on the board, turns into Edison Lithium, purchasing a big, massive amount of lithium in a strategic area. You have another part for processing. They have cash, and they have resources, connections, the whole 9 yards. I like to point this part out because I'm not the only person saying this, all right? So this is Edison welcoming Mr. Roger Don. So it says here that Mr. Don has over 40 years experience in the mining exploration industry. His experience includes over 16 years with Noranda Hemlo Gold Mines Incorporated, exploration manager of Eastern Canada for Battle Mountain Gold Company, vice president exploration with Olympus Pacific Minerals, and most recently TriStar Resources PLC. Mr. Don is currently chairman of the board, which I stated earlier, at Manganese X Energy Corp. Roger brings extensive mineral exploration experience to the company, a registered professional geologist and qualified person as defined by National Instruments 43-101. Now, Nathan Rothstein, the CEO of Edison, commented also that the Don family is well known in Eastern Canada. So he didn't say Roger Don. He said the Don family. Roger has valuable skill sets in exploration and mining. He is the brother of Jeff Don. So it's funny how, you understand? I'm not the only person pointing it out. We got the CEO of Edison Lithium that, is pointing it out as well, all right? Who is recognized as one of the pioneering developers of lithium-ion battery through the development partnership Tesla, of course we're going to put that in there, right, has with Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia. Mr. Rothstein continues, on behalf of the board and management, we all look forward to working with Roger and leveraging his significant relationships in the energy metals sector. Think about that. I'm not just saying it. I didn't just, the more I look, the more of what I'm thinking, the guesstimation I did in my first video is pretty much there. I mean, it's in black and white. It's coming out of the CEO's mouth, right? I was just saying, you look at the brothers, how they follow each other, they're both in lithium. It looks like it's going to be a tight-knit family. Maybe we can, leverage, they're going to call each other. Hey, listen, okay, look, I need this for the batteries. Okay, yeah, sure. I got the lithium. Okay, we got the manganese. We're going to do the one-pot process. We got the synthetic graphite. We got this. We got, Phillips 66 over here. We have Tesla. This is huge, man. What the hell? People are not going to start calling on people that they know? Come on, that's the way the world works. There probably is a lot of young people out here going, Well, that sucks, if the world really works that way. Well, it does. It's not only what you know, it's who you know. And and like I said, this channel, since the beginning, there's no pump and dumps, any of that crap. I talk about things I believe in. Why? Because I created this channel, the website, the whole 9 yards. I created all this in order to, show my children how I would do things, how my brain thinks, how I connect the dots, and how I go on from here. So far, things have been going great, and let's just pray and continue, knock on wood, the whole 9 yards, that it continues to go in this direction. Now, I believe, and from my own personal experiences in life, across the board, and I've seen it, like I could write a book that would freak the crap out of a lot of people, but nepotism and, who runs high, and it will forever. So, and here you go. On behalf of the board, and we all look forward to work and, leveraging his significant relationships in the energy matter. Why wouldn't you? Why would you not do that? It is insane. Of course you're going to do that. It's normal. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. It just gives the company more power. It gives all these other companies more power as well. And it creates an environment of being able for everybody to achieve. There's nothing wrong with people helping each other achieve. I don't see anything wrong with that. Anyways. Now, of course, people are going to say, yeah, but, that sucks because of nepotism. Okay, I get it. I understand where you're going with that, because you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, that means that, what? So I don't have the connections. I might be great at what I'm doing. No, that's not true, because people are always looking for people that exceed and excel. Well, that's how people get to the positions that they do get to. Everybody gets an opportunity, but you have to work and you have to prove yourselves. Just like the Don brothers have worked and proven themselves. Professor, doctor, they have worked. That's a lot of work. A lot of sacrifices at an early age when, maybe other people are out there, driving fast in their cars and going to bars in the whole 9 yards. They probably did this once in a blue moon, but most of the time they were studying. They had no choice but to study or to apply themselves. So, yeah, they've done the work to be able to get there, and now they utilize their resources and their connections, and that's normal. And then other people come in and come up, and then they get those people inside there, and everybody gets an opportunity, chance. It's just as how much are you going to be willing to work towards it? Now let's look at the size, the differences. If you look here at Arena Minerals, which is in the Pastos Grandes Basin, which huge for lithium, by the way. Okay, it's a great salar, 11,000 hectares. So Arena Minerals, 11,000 hectares. Now, of course, LAC, Ganfeng, no brainer almost, right? Then you have Lithium Chile, 68,800 hectares in Chile, another 23,300 hectares in Argentina, which they have an earning agreement with the one in Argentina up to 80%. So, putting the two together, let's just say 80%, so you got 20,000 that would be considered their own, 78, 88,000, 90,000, let's just say. You still have more hectares, 148,000 alone in Edison Lithium. Now, what I really like, first of all, I'm a big Lithium Chile fan, okay, so I'm showing you companies that I was already in or in, like, NLC, I'll pop up NLC soon, and Millennial, and I was in those companies. But you have Lithium Chile here, and you have Arena, which I'm huge bullish on these two companies, by the way. But I'm just showing the differences of the land resources, right? They already have 15,000 that they know of, Edison knows of prospective brine up to 500 meters. Always remember that, because there's all that other land after that too, right? So this is quite incredible, and naturally Lithium Chile has the Arizaro project, and that is Arizaro is huge lithium brine. So let's just get that salar. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. So now what we have over here is NLC. So NLC naturally sold at 650. Sucks. Everybody, all retail shareholders feels like they, not all, but the vast most proportion, feels like we got the short end of the stick. Like, we got it real bad. Mine life in the final feasibility study, I believe, is over 50 years. But once again, you have here 3Q project includes a designated mining group covering 26,000 hectares. So we'll say 27,000, all right? The core of which will encompass mining activity. So that's where, the core of mining activity. Further 8,684, so let's just say 900,000, for a total of 35,000 hectares of tenements in a cellar like. So 35,000, right? And we know how that shot up, right? And once, the company was always, I was in at 38 cents or something like that, but once the company starts, was doing this for such a long time, and then all of a sudden, beautiful, gradual, and just going up. It was incredible how at one point you just start seeing it go up, and it wasn't a spike, it was a gradual climb with some little dips and stuff, but it was really a great company to be involved in. Great experience. Sucks that it sold for so little, because it could have definitely went above $10 easily. Millennial Lithium, 12,000 hectares in the Pastos Grandes project over here. Another great salar, right? Pastos Grandes, 12,000 hectares, and sold for 375 or 365 or something around that, right? The 370 area. All right, sold around that amount, and over 40-year mine life in this company. And this is a big project. Now, of course, with Arena being neighbors with Millennial Lithium, naturally Arena, we're going to see some really great things, because you're going to have these two companies. And don't forget, Waldo Perez, he has tons of experience, over 40 years as well, in lithium, and he's done things that, cuts out some of the middle work, reducing the OPEX, operational costs, and the outputs is over great. You can have outputs that are greater than 30% off of conventional methods, and he's done it. It's proven. It's not a DLE technology. It's just a form of, I guess, technique that he uses that's his own. And I believe it was Rockwood Albemarle that he had done this with a long time ago. It was Rockwood. I believe it was Rockwood. Anyways, you'd have to take a look at that. But I know that he's done the technology in the past. It's proven. It works. So he's just going to do the same thing here. So LAC, who owns Millennial Lithium, that's the point, is connected and also in Arena Minerals. So they're in the same basin. They're Pastos Grandes, and you have Waldo Perez in this one. So naturally, Waldo Perez has always been able to bring things up to production, selling them off in the whole 9 yards. So Arena might sell at one point. I believe that Arena might sell at one point to Lithium Americas. There's Ganfen's also involved in there, or maybe they might not be able to, because maybe Ganfen want to stay strategic partners. We don't know, but that would just give Arena Minerals a great spot of just being able to shoot up at one point. So Millennial, 12,000 hectares. So let's go to Roger Don a little bit over here. So it's over 40 years now of experience. Well, we have 40 years experience that was stated in by Nathan Rothstein. Here it says 30, but Nathan Rothstein stated over 40 years experience in the mining exploration. Has worked for, we already read all that, 16 years exploration manager. Mr. John is very qualified. He has a long-standing relationship with the New Brunswick Department of Energy and Resources. Very familiar with our Manganese Battery Hill project. Present out on June 20th, 2000, Mr. Don has been involved with a number of base metals and gold discoveries at advanced development stage and production. So this is the part I really was interested in. So that has advanced development stage and production. So he has experience of development stage and production. So that's very important also to note, because he has experience in that area. So he can bring Edison Lithium into production. So Jeff Don, his brother, immigrated to Nova Scotia, born in the United States. So I guess the brother as well too, right? Has all this stuff. So in his career, you see 82, 85, 1990, atmospheric science, began to focus his research on lithium-ion batteries. So 6 years later, Don returned to Dallas as a professor in departments of physics and atmospheric science, and then went to lithium-ion. From the time he started doing research, Don has worked closely with the industry. During his 5 years at Fraser, he worked with E1 Moly Energy, Upon moving to Dalhousie in 1996, Don became the NSERC 3M Canada Industrial Research. So for 3M Canada. With 3M is huge, by the way. Many years huge. Precision Ag was on the hold for 20 years. In June 2000, began his 5-year research partnership with Tesla Motors in order to improve the energy density and lifetime of lithium-ion batteries, along with reducing their costs. So this is the man that went and improved the energy density and the lifetime of lithium-ion batteries, along with reducing their costs. So Don's received numerous awards, including International Battery Materials Association Research Award, and there's all these other things over here, but we don't need to get into that. We're just talking a little bit about his brother Jeff Don. Why? Because we're going to leverage the resources that Mr. Roger Don has, right? So I didn't say that. Rothstein said it. So Tesla has extended its battery research partnership with Jeff Don at Dalhousie University. Jeff Don is a top researcher in the lithium-ion field, and his lab has already achieved notable improvements in battery tech, such as extending the lifetime of a lithium-ion battery pack over 1 million miles. So Tesla initially signed into partnership with Jeff Don in his lab in 2016. Partnership was due to expire this year. However, the new partnership deal, Tesla will have exclusive rights to breakthroughs coming out of Don's lab until 2026. So 2026, we're in 2022, we're in Edison Lithium. The years of Edison Lithium to be able to work its way to go to development, PEA, final feasibility study at the end, pre-feasibility study, final feasibility study, get Worley involved, the whole 9 yards or whoever they get. And then, we're looking at, a few years here. We're looking at 4 years. So there's a lot of work that could be done very quickly by experienced people here. And, I'm sure Mr. Don will probably end up staying longer. Why would you want to get rid of one of the top researchers? You can't buy this kind of, it's hard to find people that, know from the beginning, from the base, all the way to here, right? Tesla seems to be benefited a great deal from this partnership. Just last year, Tesla has announced a number of battery cell manufacturing breakthroughs, and some of those breakthroughs have surely come from Jeff Don's research team. Announced at the Battery Day event are Tesla's move to pure nickel cathode, a silicon anode, tables, design, and new techniques of battery cell formation that limits the use of toxic solvents and decrease capex cost and eliminate wastewater. Talon, this brings Talon into play. If you go to Talon, so that's where he's getting the nickels from, right? So he signed a deal with them. And working on advancements will be revealed later day, and with the new partnership signed with Jeff Don team, the new breakthroughs might just come out of his lab. So speaking of Tesla's Battery Day event, CEO Elon Musk has said, in addition to the above mentioned breakthroughs, Tesla is still working on other advancements that will be revealed at a later date. And with the new partnership signed with Jeff Don team, the new breakthroughs might just come out of his lab. So you see the importance here, and we weigh with, look, this is filing patents for Tesla, the whole 9 yards. It's, if you look at this, it's just Tesla patents new battery cell faster charging. Jeff Don is considered pioneer of lithium. He has been working, so it's just more and more. And Jeff Don, here's some of the patents. If you go here to Just Yet Patents, you can see like Jeff Don. Here's Jeffrey Don. Here's Jeffrey Don. Here's Jeffrey Don. Here's Jeffrey Don. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2022. January 4th, 2022. Date of the patent filed on 2017. Like, just you go down here and you're like, what the heck? So so when you take everything, the market cap that it's at right now, when you take the fact that they actually acquired REV, the company, which comes with all of its assets, the 2 land sizes, 107,000 in Antofalla, Albemarle, stating one of the 3 largest on the planet of lithium brines. Then you have the fact that over 15,000 of it from the REV, which was taken from the Guantech surveys, stated that there was a prospective lithium brine up to 500 meters, which is where they stopped doing the exploration, but it can go deeper. So already there, just on that 15,000 alone, we've seen the other sizes of some of these players, right? 15,000, 16,000. Neolithium seemed to be the biggest with 35 15,000 hectares, but only 26,000 of it was being. So think about it, 15,655, I remember the numbers, something around there. Already just that alone, in the northern part, you have all this prospective brine and lithium. Then you have still about another 87,000 to be able to research in the Antofalla Salar alone. Then you have Pipanaco. They're going to use it for a processing facility. We've seen that Roger Don has taken things from development stage to production stage. We've seen the resources. We've seen Nathan Rothstein stating that they're going to leverage the resources in the energy metals. You know, you have Dr. Jeffrey Don that's also back on with Novonix. You can see that there's great family connection. There's also a Don in engineering that's in Novonix. Another Don, right? Another Don. Novonix signed with Phillips 66 just recently to increase their partnership in lithium. I think we should just go take a fast look at that before we end. Okay, so we can see here that the pack forges closer ties with Novonix on batteries. All right, so with Phillips 66. Look at that. That is just, you know, and this is like right on Phillips 66 site. Look at this. You know, are they not proud of their partnership? Phillips 66 has been around for a heck of a long time. Okay, so investor at Phillips 66, they go back, I think the 1920s or something, if not even earlier than that. Like if we go and just take a fast look at Phillips 66. Now don't forget, the reason why I'm looking at this is because Dr. Jeffrey Don is on Novonix. So if you look at that, Dr. Jeffrey Don Novonix. Yeah, so he extends his contract over here with Tesla, we can see here, but he's on with Novonix, right? So here's some of the patents I was looking for actually earlier. He's over 730 papers and holds some 73 patents. That's crazy, and that's just this man alone. But you know, he's chief scientific advisor, so Tesla, and to become chief scientific advisor at Novonix Battery Technology Solutions. You know, he's with Novonix, right? Novonix is a big company, and we have extends Tesla contract over here. So battery scientist Jeff Don extends the Tesla contract over here, forges a new role with Novonix. So Tesla has extended his battery research contract with the team at Dalhousie University in Canada, led by Jeff Don. So he's still actually on Tesla. So they've actually extended the contract, not just senior advisor. It's pretty freaking crazy. And then you have, you know, you go here and you take, let's just do a Wikipedia real quick, Phillips 66. All right, so Phillips 66 homepage. I shouldn't have done that. I should go to Wikipedia. So let's go to Wikipedia real quick here. So its beginnings all the way down in 1917. So they were incorporated in 1917. I said 1920. I was pretty close. So look, the point is that they had gas stations across Alberta. So they were known as the Union Oil Company of California. So Western U.S. Purchased Utah-based Oil Co., Northern Rocky Mountains, Tidewater, Texaco, you know, look, Chevron, Conoco Phillips, Suncor Energy. Like, you got to go and read this. This is absolutely crazy. They're huge. That's all I'm trying to say, is that they're huge. And they're with Novonix. And that's Dr. Jeffrey Don, who's with Tesla. His brother is with, you know, Edison Lithium. They already have 15,000, you know, hectares that has prospective lithium brine all up to 500 meters. You know, the guy's in exploration. He's with, you know, manganese. You know, Tesla at one point states that they're not going to use, cobalt anymore. And you have Manganese X Energy Corp, who has Roger Don on here for the future. It's just incredible. The opportunity that we're seeing here. It's all about getting in low, buying up a crap load of shares. You know, if we go with Ray Dalio, you know, so don't overextend. You know, he does all-weather portfolios as well. I mean, if you read his book, you're going to see that he's had his experience by not playing it safe. So naturally, always play it safe. You know, have a diversified portfolio. But what he does is, what I really likes, is that he tries to find the growth stocks that are going to gain. You know, and then he diversifies his portfolio, and I really love that. So, and if we use that, you know, and we use like Mr. Graham over here, you know, father of, but the teacher of Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett always states that people should buy this book. Well, you look at value stocks. Stocks are going to bring value. Well, how can you not have, battery minerals, energy, or you have, firewood for millennia for humans. Then that goes into coal, let's just say. And then coal gets, you start getting kerosene lamps and stuff like that. Moves on to oil. Once there's oil's like, oh, we're going to get rid of coal and everything like that. Even warships and stuff like that in the 1917s end up transforming to oil. So it's not that long ago, people. Think about it. I mean, we were like living in the dark ages until like the 1860s, the invention of electricity. But poor people didn't have electricity, nor did the middle class. The Queen at one point put electricity in. It was like a big thing in the late 1800s. Until like the World War One. Then electricity started to start, growing. I mean, that's not that long ago. It's 100 years ago. Some people are over 100 years old. Born. So we actually know people that were born in an era where they might not have had electricity in their home because it was a brand new technology. That's insane. So we're moving fast because we're exponential when it comes to digitization, technological advancements, and all that kind of stuff. So we have to look at where are we going? Well, we went from coal into warships and stuff like that and boats to oil because they saw that it goes faster, it was better, it burnt better in the whole 9 yards. So let's go with that. Now we have submarines, that are nuclear submarines. Why? Because of the longevity of nuclear subs, the speed that they can go out the whole 9 yards. So there's always improvements, right? And nuclear fission, all right, was a very clean technology until it screws up, and then watch out. And that's the only reason why it gets the slack. But in reality, it's a pretty damn good technology. But when it goes to hell, it goes to hell. All right. So we continue to move. So then we end up having harnessing, I call it, technology of like solar, wind, et cetera, et cetera. And you have to harness that energy. We end up in battery technologies. Okay, correct? So where are we going from this? If you take a look at William McDonough, all right, who's created the cradle-to-cradle system or the cyclical economy, right, which is really, really popular with the World Economic Forum, you're going to see that the cradle-to-cradle system is what we're looking for at the very, very end of all of this. So what's the next technology that might come out? Well, they're working really hard on fusion. A lot of countries are together. France has like a massive fusion generator. I think it's called the Catamarca as well. Anyways, I think so anyway. Anyways, you got to go look at what it's called, but it's in France. And you can see like in Canada, we have General Fusion, which I'm following, and I pray to God one day they go public. And, with fusion technology, it's going to be super clean, and you're seriously harnessing some serious power. Well, if you have battery technology, industrial size storage, you have home hub storage, you have the fact that you can recharge batteries and stuff like that, coupled with like not general fusion, but with fusion technology, nuclear fusion technology, well, you're going to have an ample amount of energy creating electricity, which can be stored into all these battery, home hubs and industrial storage centers and stuff like that. Now I'm looking into the future. But when you look at the Paris Accord Agreement that was written not too long ago, 2015, signed in 2016, there's an interest of bringing the temperatures below 2 degrees over the next few years. The next few years isn't that long ago. 2050, out. We're already 2022. 28 years, 27 and a half years, let's just say. Net zero, carbon, done, nada, zilch, out of the equation. Let's see. My oldest nephew is that age. That wasn't too long ago. That passes by really, really, really fast. That's insane. So when you think about it, I remember my nephews from birth onwards. I still remember, the first time I've held them and stuff like that. 28 years old. like that, gone. So when when you're younger, you're like, okay, that's going to be really long from now. I better not do that because it's going to take forever. Absolutely. I understand. I was young once too, and it seems like the days are longer when you're younger and that the years are longer and time doesn't roll by, especially when you're trying to achieve and you're trying to do all these things. As you get older, you start realizing, oh my God, that time has gone by like just like that. It just flies right by. Especially when I think back when I started at the academy, it's like yesterday and it's like gone. Like it makes zero sense. So, by 2050, battery material is going to be what's going to be needed. It's just going to be everywhere. So companies like Edison Lithium, Arena, and all these companies, Lithium Chile, very important. We've seen supply and demand. They don't meet anywhere. They just don't meet. The demand is huge. The supply is so little. These companies are going to be they're going to be gold mines. It's going to be like investing in oil in the 1920s. That's the way I look at it, of course. So there's a huge, huge importance to get this all going. If you think about the Paris Accord Agreement one last time, why is it so important? Well, you know what? Look at the Montreal Protocol Agreement, signed in 1987, 27 nations. All right? Take a look at that. Why did we create that? Because we were afraid that we were going to destroy ourselves because of the ozone hole, right? Ozone depletion by chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. We had to eliminate CFCs from the picture. Not all of them, certain specific ones, halon and stuff like that. We have to get rid of all those. We have to make sure that we can protect our generations of humanity, our children and stuff like that. What ended up happening just recently, if people are following that kind of stuff? Well, the ozone hole over the Antarctic is closed. It's freaking closed. One of the biggest ozone holes ever closed. They succeeded. The Montreal Protocol Agreement succeeded. The nations got together and said, we need to solve this problem. That just gives them more resolve to make sure that no one screws around with the Paris Accord Agreement. Because we could see that the world is heating up. If you look at the global temperatures, overall, the world's heating up. So they're going to do everything to bring it down. They're going to make sure that the pact stays in place. And I truly believe that because of the Montreal Protocol Agreement and that we can factually see results, will just solidify the resolve with the Paris Accord Agreements, bringing the battery materials, EVs and everything into the future. And that's going to be like investing in oil in the 1920s. Sure, there's carbon capture technology and all that kind of stuff that's trying to come out and stuff like that. But the EV revolution's here. Ford is going full EV. Everybody, Stellantis, go look at what you want. Everybody's going full EV. The change is here. The pivotal point is right around the corner. And with Ford and everybody putting in billions into the new EV technology and stuff, with fusion reactors, getting more advanced and stuff like that, we can see that cradle-to-cradle systems are a very big possibility. And maybe William McDonough's dreams of that and the World Economic Forum might actually come true. Not a bad thing for the cradle-to-cradle system because we have a greener planet. We'll be much more in harmony with everything around us. And it'll help our children and their children and their children to live in a better place. So with all that being said, I am extremely bullish on Edison Lithium, Arena, Lithium Chile, and stuff like that. I would diversify my portfolio, but I would buy up a ton of shares of Edison at this. It's risky, but you've seen the everything that Rotzi and everybody's saying. I would definitely tell my kids, listen, you got to buy a boatload of shares of Edison Lithium. That's what I would tell them. You have to. You have to diversify your portfolio. Make sure that if you lose out on money on this, well, that if Arena goes up, if it doubles in its value at the very moment, that you make back that money here. Or something of that nature throughout your investments. Because you don't want to go broke. You don't want to lose all your money. So we've seen what happened to a person that invested in Luckin Coffee, right? He goes in, all in, poor guy. It's not his fault that the company went and, cheated on their sheets and stuff like that. This is in China. Naturally, this is why there was a big thing that, we have to have our things done properly with Chinese companies over here. Because just look at what Luckin Coffee did. So you have to make sure that you diversify your portfolio well. But all that being said, with Edison Lithium, I am extremely bullish. The connections are there, the resources are there, family connections are there. It's companies that are all intertwined, with oil going into the battery sectors, and manganese and one-pot processes, synthetic graphite, exploration development kind of for lithium in order to maybe supply all these other people, Tesla, because of the connections that are there through Dr. Jeffrey Don. The patents will be there until 2026. Navon, look, it's just insane. It's just intertwined stuff. So for me, Edison Lithium has a massive opportunity with 15,655 hectares, I believe it was, of prospective lithium brine through geophysical surveys that stated a prospective amount of lithium just in that 15,600 hectares alone, up to 500 meters, which was the intended limit of survey. So for myself, I am extremely bullish. I've bought a boatload of shares. Yes, I am deep invested in it, but I want everybody to do their own research. And that is exactly what this is about, right? Research, prepare, plan, execute. Stay strong, everybody. And to the next one. Very bullish on Edison Lithium. Hello to everyone out there. Just taking 2 seconds of your time and asking you to hit the subscribe and the like button. I'd like to also direct you to betweenplays.com, www.betweenplays.com, where we put up many different articles. We have 3 different writers at the moment, and we're trying to up the authors. And go to our Twitter account for really quick information at Betweenplays1, and we'll be able to get people to pre-market information and whatever comes along that is important to macroeconomics, microeconomics. As we say here, our motto: research, prepare, plan, execute. Always do your due diligence, and stay strong, everybody. Stay strong.